You're in transformation right now. You can feel it. Your life is changing. But 5 specific emotions are sabotaging everything. Most people never realize what's happening. They think transformation isn't working. But here's the truth. Your emotions are failing you. If you don't recognize these 5 emotions, you will never reach breakthrough. These emotions feel justified, feel normal, but they're systematically dismantling what God is building in you. I know you've tried. I know you've prayed. Just when you're making progress, these emotions show up and everything falls apart. You wonder if God cares. Here's what you need to understand. Transformation fails because emotions control you, not because God abandoned you. Ephesians 4:26 says, "Be angry and do not sin." Paul isn't saying don't have emotions. He's saying emotions are powerful enough to destroy you if you don't understand them. These 5 emotions are what the enemy uses to sabotage your breakthrough. But once you recognize them, you can stop them. You can overpower them. At least 3 of these will hit home. Thing number 1. Anger. During transformation, anger shows up when things don't move fast enough. When God doesn't act on your timeline. You get frustrated. You get mad. But here's what anger does. Anger destroys your trust in God. Proverbs 29:11 says, "A fool vents all his emotions, but a wise person controls them." Anger makes you feel justified in losing control. In that moment, you make decisions you never take back. You say things you can never unsay. Think about Moses. He was leading God's people toward freedom. But anger kept showing up. Every time anger controlled him, he made decisions that cost him years. That cost him the promised land. That's what anger does in transformation. It makes you act impulsively. Impulsive actions undo months of progress. So when anger rises, pause. Don't react. Pray. Ask God to transform that anger into fuel for wise action, not destructive reaction. Anger managed is power. Anger unmanaged is sabotage. Thing number 2. Fear. Transformation requires action. But fear shows up and tells you that you're not ready. That you're going to fail. And in that fear, you don't move. You become paralyzed. Fear doesn't attack your faith directly. Fear attacks your willingness to step forward. Listen to 2 Timothy 1:7. God did not give you a spirit of fear. He gave you a spirit of power and love and self-discipline. That means fear is never from God. Never. But we invite it anyway. We believe we're not ready. We believe we'll fail. While we're waiting, transformation stops. Think about Gideon. God called him to lead an army. But Gideon was terrified. But Gideon had to act despite the fear. Not because the fear went away, but because he chose faith over fear. And that's exactly what you have to do right now. If you're waiting for the fear to disappear before you take action, you'll be waiting forever. Fear is never going to disappear. But faith is bigger than fear. So take the step anyway. Fear loses its power the moment you stop obeying it. If you're resonating with what I'm saying right now, if you recognize these emotions, leave a comment and tell me which one is hitting you hardest. You're not alone in this battle. Sometimes knowing that someone else understands is what keeps you moving forward. Thing number 3. Doubt. Transformation is built on faith. Faith that God will complete what He started. But doubt whispers something different. Doubt says maybe this won't work. Maybe you're not capable. Maybe God forgot about you. When doubt takes hold, you keep doing the work. You keep praying. You keep taking action. But you don't believe any of it is actually working. You're working against yourself. Listen to Hebrews 11:6. Without faith it is impossible to please God. Not difficult. Impossible. If you're full of doubt, God cannot give you what you're asking for. Doubt literally blocks the transmission. Peter learned this the hard way. Peter was walking on water toward Jesus. But then he looked at the storm. He started to doubt. And what happened? He began to sink. Same water. Same situation. Different faith. That's how critical faith is. You can do all the right actions, but if you're filled with doubt, you're working against yourself. So when doubt appears, declare faith out loud. Not because you feel it, but because you choose it. Say it. Speak it. Write it down. Your declarations are more powerful than your doubts. Your faith is stronger than your doubt. Thing number 4. Envy. You're making progress. You're growing. And then you see someone else's transformation and it's bigger than yours. It's faster. It's more visible. And envy shows up. Suddenly you're not grateful for your progress anymore. You're comparing. You're wondering why you're not moving as fast. Envy steals your joy. Listen to Proverbs 14:30. A tranquil heart gives life to the body, but envy rots the bones. Envy doesn't just steal your peace. It destroys you from the inside out. Think about Cain and Abel. Both brought offerings to God. Abel's was accepted and Cain's was not. And instead of Cain asking God why, Cain became envious of his brother. And that envy led to the first murder in human history. That's what envy does. It takes something good, your progress, and it poisons it. But here's the thing you have to understand about your transformation. Your transformation is unique. Your timeline is unique. Your journey is unlike anyone else's. The moment you compare your beginning to someone else's middle, you've lost your way. So when envy appears, celebrate the other person's victory. Genuinely celebrate it. Because celebration releases the poison of envy. Then refocus on your own journey. Your transformation is yours. And that's everything. Thing number 5. Desperation. You've been in your transformation for a while now. You've been faithful. You've been disciplined. You've been consistent. But the results aren't coming as fast as you want. And desperation shows up. Desperation tells you that nothing's working. Desperation tells you to give up. Desperation tells you to go back to what's familiar. And right when you're closest to your breakthrough, desperation makes you quit. Listen to Galatians 6:9. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Do not give up. Not because giving up feels easy, but because giving up is the exact moment breakthrough happens. Think about Israel in the desert. They had faith to leave Egypt. They had faith to cross the Red Sea. But in the desert, when provisions didn't show up fast enough, desperation took over. They said being a slave was better than this. And you know what that cost them? 40 extra years in the desert. All because desperation made them quit right before the promise. That's exactly what desperation does to your transformation. You're right there. You can taste victory. But desperation whispers that it's not working. So you quit. And you never get to see what would have happened if you'd pushed just a little bit further. So when desperation appears, look back. See how far you've come. You are not the same person you were when you started. You've grown. You've changed. You've overcome things you thought impossible. Don't abandon that now. Push through. Finish strong. If this is clicking for you right now, if you're seeing yourself in one of these 5 emotions, you cannot miss the next video. Because I'm going to show you exactly how to transform these emotions into fuel for your breakthrough. Subscribe right now. This changes everything. Now let me show you what's really happening beneath all 5 of these emotions. They all come from the same source. Anger comes from this. Fear comes from this. Doubt comes from this. Envy comes from this. Desperation comes from this. They all come from one root. Lack of trust in God. You know God is powerful. You know He can do anything. But deep down, you don't trust that He will do it for you. You don't trust that He loves you enough to see you through. You don't trust that His timing is better than your timing. And so anger appears. Fear appears. Doubt appears. Envy appears. Desperation appears. Every single emotion comes from the same root. Distrust. But here's what changes everything. Proverbs 3:5 and 6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him and He will make your paths straight." That word trust. That's the solution. Not trust based on feeling. Not trust based on circumstances. Trust based on who God is. The moment you shift from trusting your emotions to trusting God, everything changes. Your anger stops controlling you. Your fear stops paralyzing you. Your doubt stops blocking you. Your envy stops poisoning you. Your desperation stops sabotaging you. And suddenly, transformation becomes possible. Real transformation. Rooted in trust. In faith. In God. And if you want to make sure you hear the next message that's going to transform this even further, click the notification bell. So here's your choice right now. You can continue letting these 5 emotions sabotage your transformation. Or you can make a different choice starting right now. The next time anger shows up, recognize it. Don't react. Pause. Pray. Choose wisdom. The next time fear shows up, recognize it. Don't stay frozen. Take a step anyway. Choose faith. The next time doubt shows up, recognize it. Declare that God is working. The next time envy shows up, recognize it. Celebrate the other person. The next time desperation shows up, recognize it. Look back at your progress. Choose perseverance. These 5 emotions are not your destiny. They're not your identity. They're not stronger than you. They're not stronger than God. They're just emotions trying to convince you to abandon yourself. But you're stronger than that. Your transformation is stronger than that. And God is so much stronger than that. So from this moment forward, make a declaration. Say it out loud. Declare that you are choosing transformation over emotion. Declare that you are choosing God over fear. Declare that you are choosing trust over doubt. Declare that you are no longer going to let these 5 emotions sabotage what God is building in you. Write in the comments which emotion you're choosing to overcome starting today. Your transformation matters. You matter. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe for more raw, unfiltered biblical truth that protects your transformation and accelerates your breakthrough. That's what we do here at Spiritual Fortress. We don't do feel-good motivation. We do real biblical wisdom. Subscribe. Turn on notifications. And let's transform together. Your transformation is waiting on the other side of these 5 emotions. Don't let them stop you now.